When you think of personal power, what does that mean? Does it mean that we have the power to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it? Does it mean that you can create your experience through the power within you? When we think of the 12 powers of humankind, these powers are innate abilities that, when engaged in balance, create a life within and around us that reflects who we truly are. Just as the acorn has within it the makings of a giant, strong oak tree, or the teensy weensy little mustard seed has within it the great mustard bush, we too have within us a divine design that is naturally unfolding. And the powers that we use to unfold that divine design are the 12 powers. Those 12 powers that are within us that were really developed by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. So it's often said that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Well, let me make that a little more real for you. I recently read that we are 90% spirit, 10% human. 90% of us is spirit, 10% of us is human. How often do we live our lives as if that truth was reversed? And that 90% of us is human and 10% of us is spirit. You know, we get around to the spirit part, you know, maybe when we're in trouble, when life isn't going the way that we would like it to go. I thought that that was a very powerful thing to think about, because today, as we talk about one of the 12 powers, the power of zeal, it's a great time to think about what it means to be spirit. But I thought I'd take a moment, and I'm just going to go through the powers that we've already done this year. Because every year, every month, the first Sunday of the month, we have designated that as Power Sunday. And I thought, well, you know, this is month 10. So we've done 9. And I thought, I'm going to do just a real quick little 1-sentence review of the 9 that we've already done. So we began with faith. Faith is the power to believe beyond appearance. It is the power to know that there is more to life than what meets the eye, or even what other people tell us is possible. Faith is that capacity that we have to look beyond what we think is possible and allow ourselves to believe that something even better might be possible. And then we did the power of strength. And the power of strength is that power to stand firm. It is that power that grounds us. And so we have strength so that when we make a choice, we have the strength to follow through on that choice. Even when circumstances or our own mind would tell us, give up. That power of strength within us empowers us to keep on keeping on. And then we talked about the power of wisdom. And the power of wisdom is the power of knowing what is real. The power of wisdom is that power to make choices in our lives that are for the betterment of all, the betterment of everything. So it's not about just the wisdom to make wise choices for me, but knowing that when it's truly a wise choice, A wise choice is a win, 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 win. Everybody wins. And so wisdom is that which is connected to the next power, which is the power of love. We can't exercise wisdom without exercising the power of love. And the power of love is the power that binds together. It is the power that is underlying the teaching of the law of attraction or the law of mind action. What we love, we draw to ourselves because it is the power that binds together. Love is the power that binds us together as human beings, those that are close to us. It is that power of love that empowers us to see beyond behaviors or circumstances to the truth of what someone is, who someone is, to be able to see that divine design that is within them that is unfolding. And then we talked about the power of power. The power of power. It is the power of our spoken word. It is the power to speak our truth. Because what we speak, we are giving energy to. So whatever it is that we say, and we say it with power, we say it with authority, then we set that in motion. And so when we set that in motion, it's like I said a couple of weeks ago, what we speak does not come back to us void. The power of power is our power not over others, but our power with others. It is that energy that kind of is the Energizer bunny that keeps us going. And then we spoke about the power of imagination, the power to dream and to dream big. The power of imagination is that power within us that is the power to envision a possibility that is in the realm of infinite possibilities. And so we use our power of imagination as a co-creative power. And we create our experiences by what we think about through the power of imagination and what we picture happening. The power of understanding is our ability to process what is happening so it's our ability to process what's happening and our ability to understand, to see beyond a circumstance to the truth of who somebody is. Understanding is the seed of compassion. It is that place within us that births compassion for others because we have a new understanding. Understanding is also that capacity within us that is the power to see a situation differently than we have seen it before. So we have a situation in our lives and we make up a story about it. And we have this story about what this situation looks like or what's going to happen. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody who's not in the room? It used to be my favorite pastime. No, he's going to say, and then I'm going to say, and then he's going to say, and then I'm going to say, and I've had the entire argument with nobody in the room. The power of understanding gives us the power to actually create a new story. A new story that is based more in compassion and love and kindness than in discord and chaos. And so then we have the power of will, the power to be in the flow, to be in the flow with spirit. So the power of will, there's only one power of will. That's my favorite teaching, actually. Well, one of my favorite teachings. So only one will. There's only one mind. And so we don't have a separate will from the will of God, because when we tap into the will that is within our soul, within our spirit, that is the will of God. Because as expressions that emanate from God, we cannot be separate. So there cannot be two wills. And so we exercise the power of will, which is the power. It's another one of those powers that helps us to stand firm, to know what we want, and to take that step forward, that needed step forward in order to bring it into form. And then we have the power of divine order. And the power of divine order is the power of order in our lives. It is the power to, in the midst of chaos and confusion, to be in balance. It is the power of the natural unfolding, that natural unfolding in perfection, that we are just as a rose unfolds in natural perfection, we too unfold in natural perfection. Natural perfection. So exactly where you are in this moment is a perfect place for you to be in the natural unfolding of the divine design that is within you. A natural part of that unfolding. And then, I walked away too long. There are three powers left. We have the power of release, the power of life, and as I said, today is the power of zeal. And so I guess I really cannot talk about the power of zeal without quoting Charles Fillmore. One of his most famous quotes was when he was 93 years old. And in his book, Atom Smashing Power of Mind, it says, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm as I spring forth with the mighty faith to do that which is mine to do." 93. Wasn't letting that stop him. He was still in that place of zeal and enthusiasm for life, for what was his to do. And he knew that he had the power within him to do it. The power of zeal is represented by Simon the Zealot. That is the disciple that is represented in the power of zeal. And so I want to tell you a little bit about a zealot. A zealot back in Jesus's day was a person who was zealous for the law. And the reason that they were zealous for the law is because they saw it as if everybody would just obey the laws, then God would be happy with the Israelites and would restore the golden years, would send the Messiah and restore the golden years, would put the Messiah on the throne of his ancestor David. And so they wanted everybody to obey the laws. They saw the Romans as preventing that from happening. And so their goal was, if we could just get rid of the Romans. How often do we think about things like that? If we could, I could just get rid of this. If this just wasn't in my life, everything would be okay. We can be restored to the golden years. So the zealots, Simon the Zealot was one of the disciples. He was one of the disciples that believed that Jesus was the Messiah, and his job was to be zealous for Jesus, the Messiah, to be put on the throne. Now, if we look at zeal from another perspective, it is that power of enthusiasm, that power of excitement. How about that power of giddiness? Do you ever get just so excited about something you're almost giddy? You know, it's like, oh, wow, this is such a cool idea. I'm so excited about this. And then you go over here and you tell your friend about it. And they're like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Maybe they're not as excited as you are. And then you run over here and you tell this friend about it. And nope, they're not as excited about it as you are either. And excuse me, we're having an allergy attack. How you can you have an allergy attack? So some people get allergies in the spring. I'm blessed with the fall. You know, I do a lot of things backwards. So you go over here and you tell this friend about your really excited idea. And they go, yeah, cool idea. And then you go about your life and you forget about your idea. What happened to all your excitement? What happened to that great idea of what you were going to do? See, sometimes what we do is we allow the energy to dissipate, because actually what the power of zeal is it is the power that sparks all the other powers. So it goes over here and it sparks faith. And then it goes over here and it sparks wisdom, and it sparks love. And then it sparks strength when we need strength, and it sparks understanding when we need understanding. And so it goes around and it sparks all the other powers. It keeps sparking. It keeps lighting them up. It keeps us going. The power of zeal is that power that really engages us and keeps us moving forward, so that we can do the steps that we need to do in order to get where we want to be. Because that 10% human, that's where we take the steps. That's where we take the action to bring into form that which we want to have in this world. Now, I can't talk about the power of zeal without talking about Mary of Bethany. Mary of Bethany is the feminine side of the power of zeal, according to me. And the reason Mary of Bethany is the power of zeal is because she is the power of devotion. She sits at the feet of Jesus and she listens. She sits at his feet and she listens to what he has to say. She learns from his teachings. She is present in the moment, fully present. It is Mary of Bethany that anoints Jesus before he goes into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. She anoints him with special oils And those oils were actually the anointing oils that would prepare him to take the throne. So again, there's kind of this underlying message of he's going to take the throne. But if we look at that from a metaphysical standpoint, it's about him taking the throne within our own lives. That the Christ consciousness, that she's anointing the Christ consciousness and recognizing the whole Christ consciousness. And that Christ consciousness takes the throne within our own lives as part of our divine expression. So she, as the power of devotion, has the power to, or we have the power through that power of devotion to be devoted to that which is that divine idea that came through, that we have zeal for. And so in devotion, we do whatever it is that we have to do in order to make that come true. Now, there's another part of the power of zeal that I want to talk about, because we don't walk around all the time going, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Well, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. That would, be exhausting both for us and anybody who was around us. But the power of zeal is the power of joy. Now, joy and happiness are two different things. Happiness depends on happenings. Happiness, happenings. Joy is an inner power that is within us. It is an inner energy that is within us that is a peace. It's love. It's an energy that keeps us going. Just kind of a consistent going. But not from a frenetic place, but from a place of real presence. From a place of presence. When we're in a place of joy, then we are connected to what is going on. Joy is experienced in the present moment. It's experienced in the present moment, and it's experienced in the present moment with the people with which we are present. And so being in that place of joy is a part of this power of zeal. Part of the power of zeal. And I'm going to let you know that the power of zeal is orange. That's why we have the orange candle lit. It's our orange power for the month of October, which is pumpkin month. I've been in Unity for a while, and I just put that together. That the color is orange, it's October, and we have a lot of orange in October. So it's easy to remember that the power of zeal is orange. But it's also located at the nape of the neck, right back here. So you ever have that pain in the neck? If you have that pain in the neck, your power of zeal may be out of balance. So you may want to look at your power of zeal at that time and see how that power of zeal is coming forth for you. Or is it something that you need to ignite within you? So I'm going to invite us to go into meditation. And we're going to take a time to awaken the power of zeal. So I invite us just to breathe into this moment. Just focusing on your breath. The breath is natural. It comes in and it goes out. It too has its own rhythm. A natural flow. And as we just allow the breath to be the breath, we drop down into our hearts. And we allow our hearts to breathe. You may imagine the breath coming in and out of the heart. And from the heart, we send our energy up to the nape of the neck. Here's to the very nape of the neck. And we send that love up to the nape of the neck. We send that energy. To awaken within us the power of zeal. We may imagine an orange light that begins to glow. An orange light that begins to fill that 90% of us. That orange light that fills our entire being. And so you imagine this orange light expanding out from your physical being. We imagine this orange light penetrating our physical being. Every aspect of us. There may be something that you want to create in your life. An idea that is coming forth that's kind of beginning that bubble, that idea. Or maybe it's something that's been there for a while, but it needs new energy. I invite you to bring that to mind. And to see it surrounded in this orange light. And then I invite you to imagine the powers that you need to support this divine idea. Is it the power of strength or the power of will? The power of imagination? the power of power itself. What is the powers, or what are those powers that you would ask the power of zeal to ignite within you, to help you to bring into form that divine idea that is calling forth to be expressed as you? And we enter into a time of gratitude, a time of gratitude where we are grateful. We express our gratitude to the power of zeal, for the activity of zeal in our life, that enthusiasm, that devotion, that joy that underlies everything that we do. We express our gratitude for it igniting the other powers within us to strengthen us and to allow us to come forth, to allow that divine design that is us to unfold in perfection. And so again, bringing our awareness to the breath. We say amen. I have one more thing that I want to share with you before I close, and that is a reading from Charles Fillmore in his book, Talks on Truth. It is your mission to express all that you can imagine God to be. Let this be your standard of achievement. Never lower it, nor allow yourself to be belittled by the cry of sacrilege. You can attain to everything that you can imagine. If you imagine that it is possible for God, it is possible for you. Whatever possibility your mind conceives, that is for you to achieve. This is the law. Let none belittle himself or dwarf the supreme by trying to annul it. God is, and we are. Let us live in his world, not a world to be tomorrow, next month, next year, or next century, but here and now. God's beautiful universe is all about us, only awaiting our acknowledgement of its presence. Let us know God and live with love and joy, health and peace, here evermore.